banquet. Kansas quarterback Jalon Daniels. Man, how good was he in that comeback for Kansas in the bowl game that fell short, triple overtime? Signs an NIL deal with Adidas. And because, and this is from On3, this is our good friend that covers all of that for On3, because Kansas is Adidas, he can wear or represent them with the uniform.
And this is going to get me in trouble. I'll say this right now. But I'll deal with it when I get home, if she hears it. But Kansas is in trouble in the basketball side for players getting paid. This is why the NCAA thing with Kansas and Adidas is going to go absolutely nowhere. Because right now, the public fervor for it is pretty much over, unless you just want to see Kansas and Bill Self punished. But so Kansas is in trouble. And the federal government investigated them and many other schools for these shady deals with Adidas. And now the quarterback at Kansas is getting paid by Adidas publicly to endorse it. That's how stupid the rules were before, in that just 3 years after you come down in a school for doing the exact thing that now you are, it just, the way the world's going, sometimes I don't understand. I'm not trying to be this it was better back in 84. And maybe it was. But I will tell you, there are so many things now that we used to hear complained about. The school companies are giving people money. Well, now look, they're right out there endorsing Jalon Daniels, as he should have a right as an American to do, because it's his name and Adidas wants to partner with him, and that's awesome. Or you know what? I'm a ticket company. I'm a venue. Scalping is killing me. All right, let's make that illegal. Also, let's become the scalpers. That's what they've done on that side. It's insane. It's absolutely nuts how we just, instead of easing into something, we just make the illegal thing legal. Then.
Texting recruits back in the day. Yeah.
Sports gambling's bad. Now it's all you see over any event or any, conversation for that matter. Eventually turns into that. If you talk about it long enough, probably, that's not an area that I dabble in, because first of all, it's not even legal in Texas. So that's just kind of like I know you can get around that, but I just have no interest in the extra effort. I don't care that much about it. But I mean, that was, just completely off limits. And now, I mean, it's just, here's MLB, the same league that banned Pete Rose, is go to FanDuel and bet on the next guy to hit a home run. It's wild.
On a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah. But it's just the changing of the world. I mean, getting back to Jalon Daniels, great player, obviously, not the best ending for Kansas, in terms of losing their bowl game, but a valiant effort, even if they did get a little help from the Zebras that helped keep that game as close as it was at a very crucial point. But, they fought hard, nearly got themselves a tremendous win. And I just don't understand why the guy who's now sponsored by Adidas wasn't throwing that last ball. I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, there's moments where it happens, you just get overwhelmed, your brain's going a million miles an hour and all that. But for Kansas to not have the ball in the hands of Jalon Daniels on the most important play of the season to end the season, and try to get so cute and give it to Jason Bean, who, with all due respect, did admirably in relief, really, played pretty well at times. But he did not need to be the guy who's determining whether or not you're going to win your bowl game. That's just, I'm sure Lance Leipold's had some sleepless moments just thinking about why did we try to get so cute and take the ball out of the absolute best player on the field's hands. I don't get that. And I know at the same time it's one of those, well, if it had worked, we'd have been calling it genius. But I just don't think that you take the ball out of his hands. Very deserving of the Adidas sponsorship, though. And I'm just kind of surprised this is really one of the first guys we've heard about something like this with, right? We haven't heard a bunch of guys signing Nike deals, and we haven't heard about a bunch of guys signing Under Armour deals or even Adidas deals for that matter. When that became something that you could do, I just thought there would be a flood of you'd have Nike commercials and you'd be here's Bryce Young and here's whoever you want to throw in, here's DJU and here's, and the full-blown Nike ads. And I don't really feel like we've seen that at all, unless I've missed it. I mean, maybe little things here and there, like a magazine picture or something, but not at all what I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be full bore. And so it's kind of interesting that this is one of the first guys you've really heard about that signed an apparel deal. So cool, obviously with the Adidas Kansas connection makes all the sense in the world, and I'm sure we'll hear more about this for guys. But yeah, well deserved and really fun player to watch, and very interested to see their little trajectory as they take some momentum and try to run with it through this offseason.
Yeah, Adidas is jumping right into it. They've mentioned it, and in fact, I saw a note where it says that all athletes at Division I schools with Adidas partners are eligible for NIL with them. More than 50,000 athletes at 109 schools across 23 sports qualified for some sort of NIL with Adidas. I'm not sure if all of them or part of it or what, but that's that with that. Now, remember